Mangroves are often called the guardians of coastal ecosystems, standing as resilient natural barriers between land and sea. These remarkable forests, made up of specialized salt-tolerant trees and shrubs, are found along tropical and subtropical coastlines around the world. Mangroves grow where most plants can't survive, in the salty, muddy, and shifting soils where the land meets the ocean. Their unique adaptations and strategic positions make them crucial in protecting coastal areas, stabilizing shorelines, and supporting biodiversity. Imagine walking along a coastal area lined with mangroves. Their tangled roots dip into the water, anchoring deep into the muddy soil, and their leaves sway with each incoming tide. The roots of mangroves aren't just strong. They're uniquely adapted to handle the saltwater in the low-oxygen environment found in coastal soils. Some mangrove species have aerial roots that lift above the mud, allowing them to breathe in the salty, oxygen-poor soils, while others have a filtration system in their roots to block excess salt. These adaptations make mangroves nearly indestructible in their harsh coastal environments. But their resilience also plays an essential role in protecting the coastlines and the communities that live nearby. Mangroves are one of nature's best defenses against erosion. Coastal erosion is a natural process that can be exacerbated by storms, waves, and human activities like development and deforestation. When waves crash against the coast, they wear away the soil, pulling sediment out to sea and gradually reducing the size of the coastline. Mangrove roots act like an anchoring web, holding the soil in place and absorbing the energy of incoming waves. The complex root systems slow down the water, helping to reduce erosion and prevent soil loss. By stabilizing these soils, mangroves help keep coastlines intact, protecting not only the land but also the habitats and infrastructure that rely on it. But mangroves do more than just hold the soil, they act as a natural barrier against storms and tsunamis. When a storm hits, the force of the waves and wind can be devastating to coastal areas. Mangrove forests, however, can significantly reduce the energy of incoming storm surges. As waves approach the mangroves, the dense tangle of roots and trunks absorbs much of their power, reducing wave height and force before they reach inland areas. This barrier effect can mean the difference between minor flooding and complete devastation, especially in areas prone to tropical storms, hurricanes, and tsunamis. In fact, studies have shown that regions with healthy mangrove forests often experience less severe storm damage compared to areas without them. Another important aspect of mangroves is their ability to act as carbon sinks. Mangrove forests are incredibly efficient at capturing and storing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which is one of the main drivers of climate change. Through photosynthesis, mangroves pull carbon out of the air and store it in their leaves, branches, roots, and surrounding soil. Unlike many other ecosystems, mangroves can store this carbon for centuries, making them powerful allies in the fight against global warming. This carbon-storing ability, often called blue carbon because it's associated with marine and coastal ecosystems, helps mitigate climate change by reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Mangroves also provide critical habitats for countless species. The roots create a safe haven for fish, crabs, and other marine creatures, while the branches provide nesting areas for birds and other wildlife. Juvenile fish, including many commercially important species, find shelter among the roots, where they are protected from predators and have access to plenty of food. This function makes mangroves nurseries of the sea, supporting fisheries and the livelihoods of communities who depend on fishing. The biodiversity within mangrove ecosystems is immense, and protecting these forests means protecting a range of species that contribute to the health and balance of coastal ecosystems. Human communities also benefit directly from mangroves in many ways. Beyond their protective role, Mangroves support local economies through fishing, tourism, and even sustainable harvesting of resources like wood, honey, and medicinal plants. Many coastal communities have lived alongside mangroves for centuries, relying on them for food, shelter, and materials. As more people move to coastal areas and tourism grows, mangroves have become valuable attractions, drawing visitors to experience their unique landscapes and rich biodiversity. This ecotourism not only raises awareness about the importance of mangroves but also provides a sustainable way for communities to benefit financially without harming the ecosystems. Despite their importance, mangroves are under constant threat. Coastal development, pollution, and the impacts of climate change all pose significant risks to these ecosystems. When mangroves are cut down for aquaculture, agriculture, or urban development, their loss leaves coastlines vulnerable to erosion, storms, and rising sea levels. It also means a loss of biodiversity and a decrease in the carbon stored within these forests, which can contribute to climate change. In recent decades, conservation efforts have increased to protect and restore mangrove forests, with some projects even focusing on planting new mangrove seedlings along degraded coastlines to rebuild these natural defenses. Preserving mangroves requires a balance between development and conservation. Many countries are now recognizing the value of mangroves and implementing policies to protect them. By enforcing conservation areas, regulating coastal development, and restoring damaged mangrove ecosystems, we can help ensure that these natural protectors continue to thrive. Additionally, educating local communities about the importance of mangroves and involving them in conservation efforts is essential for the long-term success of these initiatives. In a world facing rising seas and intensifying storms, mangroves are one of nature's best allies. Their role in coastal protection, carbon storage, and habitat support is invaluable. And their resilience in the face of challenges is nothing short of remarkable. By understanding and preserving mangroves, we protect not only the coastlines and the biodiversity within these ecosystems, but also the well-being of countless communities worldwide. The story of mangroves is a reminder of the profound interconnection between nature and human life, showing us that by taking care of these unique forests, we are ultimately taking care of ourselves.